As a driver, you're faced with many challenges on the road. But do you remember the last time you drove across railroad tracks? Are you aware that there are more than 200,000 highway rail grade crossings in the United States? Let's go over a few things to make sure you're prepared for this unique situation. A highway rail grade crossing is like no other highway intersection you will ever encounter. Where else might a 12 million pound freight train traveling at more than 50 miles per hour cross the path of your vehicle? If your car is hit by a freight train, you are 20 times more likely to die than in a collision involving another motor vehicle. That's because the weight ratio of a freight train to your car is approximately 4,000 to 1. That's the same weight ratio as your car running over a can of soda. Trains can't stop quickly, but you can. An average freight train may take a mile or more to come to a complete stop. That's equivalent to the length of 18 football fields placed end to end. But you're probably thinking, those trains are big, heavy, and slow. I can see them coming, and I'll have plenty of time to get out of the way. That's simply dead wrong. Trains are a lot quieter than you might think, and they also appear to be traveling at slower speeds than they actually are. It's one of those optical illusions. In the United States, a person or vehicle is hit by a train about every 3 hours, and the outcome can be deadly. So how do you keep yourself from becoming a statistic? Just a few simple steps can make all the difference. Pay attention. Focus on the task of driving. Texting, talking on the phone, or ignoring the warning signs can be deadly. A distraction while on the road can make you 4 times more likely to have a collision involving an injury. Always expect a train. Trains can run on any track, in any direction, at any time. And remember, if there are multiple tracks, look for a second train once the first one clears. Red means stop. As soon as the red lights begin to flash, stop. Wait for the train to clear, and don't proceed until the red lights stop flashing. Never try to beat a train or drive around lowered gates. It's not only extremely dangerous, it's illegal. Remember, better late than never. Know your signs. Here are a few of the most common railroad-related signs you may find at or near the crossing. Advance warning sign. This sign is telling you to slow down, look, and listen for a train. Pavement markings. These may be found on the roadway in advance of the crossing to alert you of a crossing ahead. These markings may also include a stop bar, which tells you where to stop at a safe distance from the tracks. If no stop bar is present, stop at least 1 car length away from the nearest rail. Crossbuck sign. You will see this sign posted at most railroad crossings. It is equivalent to a yield sign. Remember, trains always have the right of way. Multiple track sign. You may see this sign at crossings with more than 1 set of tracks. Don't rush to cross immediately after one train passes. Wait until you can clearly see around the first train, as another train may be traveling on an adjacent track. Keep in mind that it will take you longer to drive across multiple tracks, so before you start, make sure you have enough room on the other side to completely clear the crossing. So what if your car gets stuck or stalls on a crossing? Simple. Make sure everyone in the vehicle gets out quickly and moves as far away as possible. As soon as it's safe to do so, notify the railroad and the local police department. In the event of a railroad emergency, look for the railroad emergency notification sign somewhere close to the crossing, like on the signal mast or just below the crossbuck sign. Call the phone number listed on the sign and provide the dispatcher the unique DOT ID number. If you cannot find the sign, immediately call 911. As a driver, it's easy to become complacent and ignore the rules of the road, which include how to safely cross railroad tracks. Driving safely and confidently is all about making good decisions.